Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Dave from the Kodo, back with another short tutorial for you. I'm going to do some more in the series of this, but you can see right behind me is a Draconic Evolution RF storage system. Now, this mod is, well, I'm going to call it the Cadillac of energy storage. It looks awesome, and these things can store a ton of RF. This is the smallest level energy core that you can have. Tier 0, as you can see, and it holds 45.5 million RF. And up to a tier 6, you can hold like 200 trillion RF. So this is, like I said, the Cadillac of energy storage. I'm just going to touch on just how to get started on this. It is a very, very end game style of energy storage, so you're gonna want to get pretty well established before you start messing around with this. But the first thing you're going to notice is the Draconian Dust. Now, this only comes from Draconium ore, which is mainly found in the end. There's mention of, and the fact that there's Draconium ore with a stone background, that there's a possibility of meteors, Draconium meteors, that may land in the overworld, but I've yet to find one, mainly in the end. Killing the Ender Dragon is obviously a must, so like I said, end game style stuff. And when you kill the Ender Dragon, you do get some Draconium dust there. Once you've done that and you've collected some Draconium ore, you're going to want to make the Draconium dust, which you get when you mine out the Draconium ore. So if you're using Silk Touch, you're going to want to break it. But you're going to want to make the Draconic Evolution information tablet. This is like your Thaumonomicon. This is your Botania book, that thing. It has all your information in it, and you're only going to use one Draconium dust with some stone, whatever color, all around the outside, and you get this guy. Now, inside of this mod is enormous. There's just a ton of stuff. I'm only going to be touching on in this tutorial the energy storage multi-block. There's tons of other stuff, including weapons and armor. But the energy storage multi-block is what we're going to look at here. And like I said, it has all of your directions, your instructions on how to set that up in here. Tier 1 holding, Tier 0 holding, like I said, 45.5 million. Tier 1 jumps right up to 273 million, and the biggest one being Tier 6 is 2.14 trillion. I might have said 200 trillion, but that's 2 trillion. Absolutely ridiculous amount of energy storage. You'll never need that much storage. Well, can't say that because Bill Gates once said you'll never need more than a couple megs of RAM. That obviously was incorrect. So, how do we get started with this and getting this up? This is Tier 1. So after you've gone to the end, and I'm going to put a little clip in here on showing you the ore in the end and what it looks like and how you find it. So we're going to jump to that real quick. Finding the Draconium ore is not the easiest thing in the world. You have to be in the end, obviously. Killing the Ender Dragon does produce a decent amount of the dust. So that was from one Ender kill, 43 dust. That's a great haul. Obviously that'd probably be random, but you can see Draconium ore here, not entirely abundant. So you're gonna probably end up mining up the majority of the end, looking for the Draconium ore that you need for some of the later level things. But this is where you're going to find it, mainly. Killing the Ender Dragon obviously is another choice. Alright, and so now that you know where you can find the Draconium ore and and how to get the Draconium dust, like I said, mainly from killing the Ender Dragon, you get a ton of it, but you're going to have to mine out the end to find some more of it. The first thing you're going to want to do to create the Tier 0 energy storage, and like I said, this is very end game, this is a Cadillac of energy storage, is you're going to want to create an energy core and 4 of the particle generators. Now the energy core, it looks pretty complicated here. The Draconian Ingot is pretty simple. That is just a matter of smelting Draconium blend. which is 4 Draconian Dust around an iron ingot. You get 1 of those, but for every 1 of those, you get 2 Draconian Ingots. You're going to need 6 of those around some Wyvern energy cores, which require more ingots, a lot of redstone, and the Draconic core, which requires more ingots, once again, some gold, and diamond of any sort. You need 2 of those, and then you need the Wyvern core, which requires more ingots, so more of those Draconic cores, and a nether star. So like I said, end game level stuff, because you'll need at least one energy core, and then you need 4 of the particle generators, which require some redstone, blaze rods, Draconic core, which, like I said, you're going to need a lot of this dust to make a lot of this stuff. Now, if you jump into the tablet and you go to energy storage multi-block, you'll see here that this is the setup. So you'll have the core here with the generators on the outside, 1 to 10 blocks, and they don't need to be the same, but usually people like to make this stuff symmetrical. So let's go here. Let's just pop up a couple blocks, and we'll set down our core. Now what I'm going to do is because I'm flying, I have to kind of pop those in there. I'm just going to go out. Let's go 3 blocks each. And we'll place our particle generators at the ends of each of these. And just for the sake of showing you, I'm going to put these at a different distance just so you can see that you can do this. Well, I'm hoping it doesn't break. Get rid of these because they need to have a clear shot to the center. Now what's going to happen is once you have this set up, this is the basic setup that creates that, you're going to shift right click on this guy and it's going to turn it on. You can see that, like I said, they don't need to be the same distance. And when you mouse over this guy, you'll see how much RF you can store. Now, how do you store the RF? Or how do you input RF and take RF out? That is where the energy pylons and a piece of glass come into play. Energy pylon is some emeralds, Eye of Ender, that Draconic core again, which is more of the ingots and diamonds and gold. Now, you can have, I don't think there's a limit on how many of these you can have. They just need to be placed within 15 blocks of the core. So let's do this right there. Oops. Now, the way the pylon works, this will be the thing that sucks or puts energy in or out. And what you're going to do to activate this is you're going to put a piece of glass right on top. Boom. And you're going to see it instantly changes into this little orby thing that doesn't really have a name. Now, when you are giving it energy or taking energy away from it, you're going to activate it by basically clicking on this, and you're going to see some particle effects going back and forth. Attaching your energy input or output to this block is how you're going to take it in or out. Now, if you were to put this above it, it's very strict on how you set this up. So you need to do it correctly or it won't work. And put the energy pylon. Let me make it day. Break that. Let me pop down here. So now, if the energy pylon is above the core, the glass has to go on the bottom. If it's below the core, it needs to go on the top. It'll still create this guy right here, but you won't be able to get any particles back and forth if it's in the wrong spot. So if I put glass right there on top, see, it doesn't work. That and the fact that you can't have 2 of these guys. So let me see. There, see. It's above it where it's above that, and you're not going to be able to get, it's not going to function. See, this is actually going to that guy over there, and it's that's way more than 15 blocks. But you have to place this correctly. Now, I am going to go into more depth on this with some more tutorials. I just want to show you how to get the initial starter core set up. And this is how you're going to do it. Now, like I said, I don't think there's a limit on how many of these pylons you can have. They just have to be within distance of the core that they can still function. In the book, from what I remember reading, was 15 blocks, but obviously that was touching that, so it might be a little bit more. It might have changed. But this is the Tier 0 energy core, and this is how you get started with Draconic Evolution. Like I said, very, very end game, but this is the Cadillac of energy storage. It's gonna store. It looks amazing, and it's gonna store a ton of RF for you. So this is end game when you've already done a lot of the game, you're looking for some fancy up your base or just get a huge amount of storage. Now there are a ton of options if you right click on these guys when it's off, to show you some things that you can change, some particle effects you can change, and there's a ton to go with this mod. I just want to show you the basic energy storage multi-block. I will touch on some of the weapons and armor in a later tutorial, but hopefully this was a little informative for you, because there really isn't that much in the line of tutorials for this mod that are, at least in English, that I found. But definitely once you get into your endgame mode in Infinity, at least this is in the Infinity Feed the Beast pack, you're gonna have some fun with this, and it's, like I said, it's a cool mod. It looks awesome, and it stores a ton of RF. So hopefully this was informative to you. If it was, leave a comment in the comment section below. Give me a like, and that was a super close-up of my face. Give me a like, check out my channel, subscribe, and watch for more tutorials on this in my LP, which I will definitely be getting into this once I get to that level. But hopefully this was helpful for you. Quick short tutorial on how to get the Tier 1 energy storage from Draconic Evolution. Like always, guys, good luck and have fun.